Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome to the Zen Mobile Yoga YouTube channel. Today's class request comes from a very dear friend of mine who was diagnosed with lupus a couple of years ago. So I put together a sequence that is not too long. It comes in 3 sections and you can choose to do one of the sections or all 3 of them. It's going to be helpful for people who are dealing with arthritis or joint pain, or in my friend's case, lupus. You can practice it during a flare-up or in between flare-ups. Remember that you don't have to exert yourself in order for the body to heal. Doing this practice 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes every other day or every day can be very nourishing for the body, especially for somebody with a chronic disease. Remember to be easy on yourself, especially in times where you're going through a lot of pain in the body. And know that the sequence is meant to help you through those times, but also it's about self-care. So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you on the mat. So for the first section, or section 1, we're going to be focusing on putting our legs up the wall. This is something that's really important for the body. If you could do it every day, I would suggest you do it every day, especially if you do deal with leg pain, joint pain, and other types of body pain. It's a very important pose for draining the lymphatic system, taking care of tired or achy feet or legs. To begin, you're just going to sit on the floor and get your butt as close to the wall as possible. If you don't have a wall that's free, you can always put your legs up on the couch as a last resort, but putting them up the wall with the legs straight is actually going to be more helpful. So once you have your bum up against the wall, you're going to bring the legs up. If you have tight hamstrings, your legs might not straighten. You'll just move the body away from the wall a little bit until the legs are straight. The important thing is that you don't want your butt up in the air. You want to make sure that the sacrum, the triangle part right above the, for lack of better words, the butt crack, is on the floor. So that flat part, the very, very low back, is on the floor. And basically what we're going to do is just allow the reverse of the blood flow to happen. You're going to feel the blood draining away from the feet. That blood is going to be giving the legs a break. You're washing away the old stagnant blood. You're allowing the blood to pool in the stomach area to nourish the organs. And by doing this pose, you're putting your body into a rest and digest mode. So if you feel your feet start to get tingly, that's okay. We're just going to breathe through that and notice the sensation. We're going to just relax here and spend at least 3 to 5 minutes bringing the palms facing the ceiling, closing the eyes. If it's more comfortable to have the hands on the belly, you can do that as well. And if there are any areas where you're feeling some pain or discomfort, carry your breath to those areas. And then I just want you to bring your awareness to the breath, and we're going to be taking some full breath cycles here. Breathing in through the belly as deep as you can. And then exhaling back out through the nose. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe noticing the breath slowing down. Noticing more of a pause in between the inhalation and the exhalation. Continuing to breathe slow and steady. Not worrying about anything else for the next few minutes. I will keep time for you. You focus on the breath. Make sure you're keeping the muscles in the face relaxed. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like or as long as you can, if you're only doing section 1 of this video. We are going to take a few more breath cycles here, maybe even deepening the inhalations. And then we're going to start to bend the knees slowly, bringing the feet flat on the wall. Taking a breath or two right here. And you can keep the eyes closed as you slowly roll onto your right side, coming into the fetal position for a few breaths. We're going to come to a seated position. So you can do this in any way that's comfortable for you, just keeping the legs crossed. We're going to actually do a foot massage here. So if you could keep the left leg bent and then have access to the right foot by placing it on top of the left leg. That way we can hang it off to the side and do some massaging and self-care for the feet. And what we want to do is take our thumb and press it into the padding underneath the foot, right under the second and third toe, that padding there. There's a lot of nerves on the bottoms of our feet and a lot of areas that can help us by using pressure, putting pressure on these areas, helping different parts of the body. So we just want to press and massage the bottom of the foot and go all the way down the foot until we reach the heel. Once you're at the heel, just give the heel a good massage all the way around, including the back of the foot, the Achilles tendon, and maybe the ankle. And then we will rub the top of the feet going up to the toes. Once you're up at the toes, start with the pinky and squeeze each toe, giving it a little tug too. Just improving some circulation here and spending a little bit of time on our feet. Not on our feet, but for our feet, because we are on our feet quite a bit and we don't give our feet enough attention. Once you're done with the toes, we're gonna just go ahead and grab the foot, loosen up the ankle and do some ankle rotations. We'll do this a couple times throughout this practice. And basically, we're just keeping the joints lubricated. So do it in a clockwise circle and then reverse the direction. And let your hand do the moving, not the ankle itself. And then when you're done, go ahead and switch to the other side. So right leg bent, left foot on top. Like I said, it doesn't matter how your feet are stacked. Go ahead and press on the bottom of the foot, putting some pressure right under the second and third toe, and then begin to massage your way down to the heel. If this feels good, go ahead and spend time in the spots that you want to give some extra attention to. Make your way down to the heel eventually. The back Achilles tendon, the back of the foot. And then work your way, rubbing the top of the foot up to the toes. Just squeezing each toe. And then loosening up that ankle joint and doing a little bit of rotation. Remember to just do what you can here. Even in the midst of pain, something as simple as rotating the ankle can feel painful. So just listen to your body and opt out of whatever does not feel good. We don't want to hurt. This is meant to heal. So once you're done rotating in both directions, we're going to sit with our legs straight out in front of us. And we're going to do some stuff with the legs. So to begin, we're going to just clench the toes and then spread the toes. Just do the best you can. We're going to do that a few times, clenching the toes, squeezing them, and then opening one more time. Good. And then we're just going to point the toes and flex. So point, flex, and make sure, do it one more time, make sure that you're doing this with your breath. Don't hold your breath here, kind of pay attention to what your breathing pattern is as you do this, and then just go ahead and rotate the ankles. Just whatever feels good. And if you feel like you need a little bit of support under your butt as you're sitting here, just go ahead and put a blanket under the butt just to help you sit up a little bit straighter. Bend the right knee. We're going to hold or interlace our fingers behind our right thigh, and then we're just going to do circles with our foot. A few in the clockwise direction and then reverse it. Rotating the knee joints here. So we're going to be hitting just about every joint. And then go ahead and hug the knee. And then I want you to take your left hand and grab the foot. So we call this rocking the baby. It's like you're holding a baby in your arms, but it's really your leg. And then we're going to draw a circle with our knee. So what this is doing is rotating the hip joint. So just do the best you can. And then you can do the other direction. And then go ahead and release the right leg, and we're going to do it with the left. Interlace behind the left thigh, sit up nice and tall. Begin to just rotate that knee. And that looks like just making circles with your foot. They can be as big or as small as you can do them. Good, and then give the knee a nice hug. And then we're gonna rock the baby on this side. So using your left arm, cradle the knee, right hand for the foot, and then rotate that joint, that hip joint. Drawing circles with the left knee. And then reverse the direction. Good, and then go ahead and release. We want to move up the body into, do some more work on the hips and then also do the upper body. So I want you to stack the logs here, and we do that by bending the right leg and then putting the left leg on top. So left ankle is going to touch the right knee, and then the left knee will be stacked on top of the right foot. So what that looks like is stacking the logs. We're stacking our legs right on top of each other. If sitting cross-legged is just as much of a stretch for you in your hips, then go ahead and do that. And then with the arms, we're gonna go ahead and rotate the wrists. So bringing the arms out to the sides with the chest lifted, we're just gonna rotate the wrists. Continue to just have a slow, steady breath. We don't need to be jacking, these circles up, doing it heavy circles. We're just doing nice, gentle circles with the wrists, and then we'll go in the other direction. We're kind of doing a nerve cleanse here too. So if we push the hands and then squeeze, spread the fingers to push and squeeze, and do that a couple more times. That's good for the nervous system. Spread the fingers, squeeze. Palms are going to face the ceiling. Bring the arms out to the sides. And then we're just going to tap the shoulders. So tapping the shoulders with the fingers. Remember, these simple movements are very important. And you're stretching your hips at the same time, but I'm distracting you by making you move your arms. We'll do this one more time. And then go ahead and rotate the elbows. So circles with the elbows. You're also warming up the shoulders, getting movement in the shoulders. And then go ahead and go in the other directions. If it feels good to do big circles, do big circles. If it feels better to do little circles, do that. Each day will be different. Good. And then go ahead and release the hands. We're going to switch our legs. Make sure we get both sides. So the left leg will go on the bottom this time, right leg on top. You might notice here, one hip is a little bit tighter than the other by the way your legs are stacked. You might have a little bit of space here. You can just put a blanket if you have any space. Okay, so we don't have any joints hanging out in the air. And then we're going to stretch the neck a little bit. So just keeping the hands in the lap, we're going to look off to the right as far as we can, and then look off to the left. One more time to the right, and if you want to add a dip here, you can. Don't rotate the neck all the way around, just across the chest, looking over the left shoulder. Use your breath while you do this. Stopping anywhere you like to do an extra second or so for the stretch. And don't forget to breathe. One more time. And then we will bring the head back to center. Go ahead and release the feet. Shake them out a little bit. That can be a pretty intense stretch. And then we're going to head onto our backs. So lying on our backs, which is still part of section 2, we're going to go ahead and just bring the knees up to the chest. Lift the butt, that way we stretch out the lower back. We get a nice stretch while we rotate the hips here. We're going to grab our knees and draw circles on the ceiling with our knees, still rotating the hips here. We'll reverse the direction and then slowly come to a stop. We're going to drop our knees off to the left for a stretch, a twist here. Bring your arms out to the side. Look off the right fingertips, as long as that's comfortable for your neck. And you can do a couple of different things here. You don't have to keep the knees bent. You can straighten the top leg and grab it with your left hand. Sometimes that will give you a deeper stretch in the right hip, or the IT band in the outside of the leg, as well as the lower back. You don't want to get your right shoulder too high off the ground. So weigh that down. Take a couple of breaths here with a nice soft belly. Sending your breath to those areas that are feeling sore or tight. And then slowly bring the knees back up to the chest. You can do rocking a little bit more before we drop the knees off to the right. Looking over the left fingertips this time. Taking a few deep breaths here. And on your next exhalation, go ahead, engage the abdominals to bring the knees back up one more time. Can't have too much rocking, massaging the lower back here. And then we'll bring the feet back down to the mat. We're going to do supine pigeon, and that will be it for this portion of the sequence. So right ankle to the left knee, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, and draw the left knee up to the chest. The knee is pushing the ankle towards the body. And if you're more flexible, maybe you can grab the outside of the knee here. Keep both feet flexed. We don't want the chin to be up in the air, so keep that lower. Relax the shoulders, relax the muscles in the face, and take 2 more breaths here. Maybe drawing that knee a little closer. And on your next exhalation, bring that left foot back down. We're going to switch legs. So right foot down, left ankle to the right knee. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Draw the right knee up to the chest. I'm always more flexible on this side, so I can bring the knee up a little bit higher. Which way is it for you? Are they the same? Take a couple of breaths. Remember, in and out through the nose. Tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Keep the feet flexed here. Next exhalation, release. Bring the feet back down to the mat. Straighten the legs, bring the arms up over your head. And take the longest stretch of your life. And even here, you can rotate the ankles and the wrists. And just do what feels good to your body right here. And bring the arms back down. And we will begin on section 3. So if you're done with this section, you can turn the video off. Otherwise, we're going to roll onto our right side. Come to a seated position. So what we're going to use is a bolster for this. And if you don't have a bolster, which most people don't, you can just take a small blanket and roll it up. We are going to have a blanket or bolster under the knees, and then also just something to cushion the head a little bit. And then we are going to go into our restorative pose, and I'm going to talk you through a deep relaxation. So go ahead and take this time now to lie down on your back. Make sure your knees are supported and your head is supported. And you just want to open up the ankles a little bit, have the palms facing the ceiling, and then go ahead and release all the muscles in your body, let go. And we're going to begin to slow the breath down again. Continue to observe the abdomen rising and falling as you find stillness, noticing the sounds around you, sounds further away, and perhaps noticing the sound of your own breath. Feel the breath moving, and feel the weight of the body, bones, and muscles all surrendering to gravity. Come to a place of just witnessing and observing. Soften the face. Feel the entire head getting heavy. Bring your awareness to the shoulder joints, getting a sense that they are releasing, as if they are unraveling from the inside out. Feel that softness travel down to the elbows, forearms, wrists, and all the bones in the fingers. Bring your attention to the chest and heart center, noticing the rib cage, front and back, beginning to soften. Feel the breath moving through the torso, down the spine, and into the lower back and belly. Feel the pelvis soften and open, creating space in the hip joints, as if they are unraveling from the inside out, softening the muscles in the upper legs. Let go of any gripping. Feel a release travel to the knees, creating space in the knee joints. Soften the calf muscles and the ankles, and notice the heaviness of the bones in the legs and the feet. Bring awareness back to the breath, allowing the entire body to breathe as a whole, automatic and natural. Feel a wave of healing traveling back and forth from your head to your feet, and give yourself permission to rest. Allow your inhalations to begin to deepen. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, waking the body. Begin to bend the knees one at a time, very slowly rolling onto your right side and staying here for a few breaths. And when you are ready, come back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.